Welcome to Part 3 of Section 4, which addresses health monitoring and health management of equine. We have now reached the final subsection of health management, body condition score. Body condition scoring, or BCS, is a tool for determining if an animal is too thin, too fat, or in ideal condition. In order to be done correctly, body condition scoring involves both a physical palpation and visual assessment of specific anatomical sites that are most responsive to a change in body fat. Horses that are of poor body condition are horses that are excessively thin due to being possibly underfed, ill, burdened with parasites, or have dental problems. Horses that are in poor body condition are less able to cope with cold temperatures. They should be given additional shelter, and they may not even tolerate living outside in the winter. At the other end of the spectrum are horses of excessive body condition. This is most often caused by allowing animals to overeat. Horses that are fat, a body condition score of 8, and extremely fat, a body condition score of 9, are prone to overheating during warmer temperatures and experience strain to the legs and feet. Obesity is also a risk factor associated with laminitis, as previously discussed. Overweight donkeys, ponies, and miniature horses are at severe risk of hyperlipemia if starved. Therefore, any feed restrictions to reduce body condition score must be gradual. Body condition score can impact reproductive success. Reproductive efficiency is maximized by maintaining brood mares at a body condition score of 5 to 7 throughout breeding, gestation, and lactation. Mares that are too thin, less than a body condition score of 5, at the beginning of the breeding season or at foaling, have lower conception and pregnancy rates. They are also at risk of excessive weight loss at lactation. Increasing the energy fed to thin mares during lactation can improve rebreeding efficiency. An excess store of body fat or body condition score 7 at foaling is not associated with foaling problems. Currently, horses are scored on a scale of 1 to 9, while donkeys range from 1 to 5. Depending on the animal's purpose, breed, and life stage, a body condition score of 4 to 6 out of 9 is recommended for horses, miniature horses, and ponies. For mules and donkeys, a body condition score of 3 out of 5 is recommended. Taking the time to evaluate your horse's condition and body weight is an excellent way to monitor their health and determine if the husbandry methods you are providing are effective in maintaining your horse's ideal condition. It only takes a few minutes and should be done as part of your horse's regular care routine. Dr. Don Henneke created an assessment system known as body condition scoring that assigns a numerical value from 1 to 9 for horses based on the amount of fat in specific areas on the horse. Body condition scoring in donkeys and mules is different, as fat is distributed differently on horses. Donkeys and mules are scored on a scale from 1 to 5. The system works by using visual assessment of the animal and through touch to assess fat in 6 areas: the loin, ribs, tailhead, withers, neck, and shoulders. Body condition scoring requires a modest amount of training and will improve with experience. Step 1 is to visually assess the horse's body condition. You will want to stand so you are facing the side of the animal and take an overall look at the animal, especially over the ribs. If you can see the ribs on the horse, it is likely a body condition score of less than 5 for a horse or a body condition score of 1 on donkeys or mules. If the ribs are not visible, a horse is likely above a 5 or above a 2 for donkeys or mules. Step 2 is to palpate or feel the sites on the horse that are responsive to changes in fat. Palpation of the animal is essential to accurately assess a horse's condition, as a very thin animal can be hidden under a heavy winter coat. A cold animal will also have a raised hair coat, making it appear fatter. Using the information in the scoring systems provided in the equine code or in the resource section of this website, begin with the neck and feel for fat deposits. Fat in the neck area will feel firm to the touch. Moving to the shoulder area, the fat in this area will feel softer than other areas. Move on to the withers, feeling for fat on the bony structures here. As you reach the ribs, you will feel along the ribs toward the point of the hip. Generally, a horse in ideal body condition score will have ribs that can be easily felt with palpation but not seen. Then palpate down the back. A pointed or sharp feeling backbone may mean a body condition score of less than 5 on a horse or less than 2 on a donkey or mule. A fat crease means a body condition score is 7 or higher on a horse and above 3 on a donkey or mule. Lastly, palpate the tailhead area. A horse that is in good condition with a score of 4 or 5 should have a spongy feel to the fat. Step 3 is to keep records. Keeping a record for individual animals will help you track changes over time and, if applicable, determine whether the corrective actions you've implemented are working. Now let's take a look at a horse that is in the desired body condition of 5. The horse's body is smooth, and the ribs are not visually evident, but are easily felt. Their back is level, there is no crease or ridge noticeable, the withers are rounded, and the shoulders and neck blend cleanly into the body. And finally, the fat around the tailhead will feel spongy and muscles of the hind leg are evident. This horse is a body condition score of 7. As you can see, the ribs are difficult to feel, there is a crease down their back, and the croup is filled with fat. The fat around the tailhead is very soft, while the area along the withers and behind the shoulder is filled with fat. There is a noticeable thickening of the neck and deposits along the inner thighs. Let's now look at a donkey that is in the desired body condition of a 3. When we body condition score donkeys and mules, we assess the same areas as horses. The neck and shoulders will have good muscle development with bones felt under light cover of muscle or fat. The neck flows smoothly into the shoulder, which is rounded. The withers will have a good cover of muscle or fat over the spine, and the withers flow smoothly into the back. The ribs are covered by a light layer of fat or muscle, and the ribs can be felt with light pressure. The belly is firm with good muscle tone and flattish outline. When palpating the back and loin, you won't be able to feel the spine, and the muscle development on either side of the midline is good. There will be good muscle cover in the hindquarters and the hip bones rounded in appearance, and they can be felt with light pressure. Though it might seem overwhelming at first, once you are experienced with body condition scoring, it should take less than a minute to assess an animal. Here are a few examples to practice on. Body condition scoring information can be found in the resource section of this website. We will now review the requirements in regards to body condition. Owners and caregivers must continually monitor the body condition of the animals in their care. If your horses are blanketed, you should be removing the blanket regularly to inspect their body condition and overall health. You want to aim for the following ideal body condition score ranges for horses: weanlings and foals 4 to 5, broodmares throughout breeding, gestation, and lactation 5 to 7, stallions, especially at the beginning of breeding season, a 5 to 7, work and performance horses such as farm work, racing, and endurance, a 4 to a 6. Like people, some horses easily gain weight, while others may struggle to keep weight on. Feeding horses in groups when you have such extremes can be challenging and may require separate feeding routines and locations, as finding balance may not be possible. Keep records that identify animals that are outside their ideal body condition score range, determine the cause, and take corrective action. Geriatric horses, nursing horses, sick horses, working horses, or horses with dental issues are examples of horses that are at higher risk of weight loss, whereas ponies, horses on free access pasture, and inactive horses are at higher risk of obesity. For horses and ponies, corrective action must be taken at a body condition score of 3 or lower and at a body condition score of 8 or higher based on a 9-point scale, with the exception of horses in feedlots that are free from health conditions associated with obesity. For donkeys and mules, corrective action must be taken at a body condition score of 2 or lower and at a body condition score of 4 or higher based on their 5-point scale. Veterinary advice must be obtained if animals do not respond to the corrective action. To increase body condition score to an ideal level, seek advice from a nutritionist, knowledgeable, experienced horse person, or veterinarian. Ensure the increase in energy intake does not exceed 10 to 15% per week. Put the horse on a weight gain program that first involves an increase in forage before concentrates are added. And provide poor doers with forage containing high digestible energy and additional energy in the form of concentrates including added fat. When striving to reduce a horse's body condition score, you should first seek advice from a nutritionist, knowledgeable experienced horse person, or a veterinarian. Ensure that the decrease in energy intake does not exceed 10 to 15% per week. Put the horse on a weight loss program that first involves the reduction or elimination of concentrates. A reduction in energy intake should be accomplished without decreasing total daily dry feed intake below 1.5% of ideal body weight. Provide a more mature hay to an easy keeper that is maintained on a hay diet. Gradually increase the horse's activity level and prevent overeating, such as limiting pasture access, keeping the horse on a dry lot for part of the day, or utilizing a grazing muzzle. A horse or donkey must never be starved or prevented from eating for prolonged periods in order to reduce body condition score. The change in feed to reduce their body condition score must be gradual. As geriatric horses are at higher risk, veterinary advice must be obtained for geriatric equines that are emaciated. This would be a body condition score of 1 or 2 out of 9 for horses and ponies, or a body condition score of 1 out of 5 for donkeys and mules. You have now reached the end of this section of the Equine Code of Practice training series. Please click the button below to return to the main Equine Code of Practice training page.